Hey everyone, this is Dash Attack. How are you all doing? Today I'm going to be talking about something good that came out of Disney with Star Wars. But the thing is, they didn't make it. In 2021, Lucasfilm announced they were doing several collaborations with major anime studios in Japan to do non-canon Star Wars shorts. They would be released in both Japanese and English. The project was called Star Wars Visions. 7 studios released 9 different shorts, each one in its own universe, each having a different length, lasting from 6 to even 17 minutes. I guess that's what happens when you don't have a story group micromanaging everything, trying to shove as much woke identity politics as possible. And that's not me being hyperbolic, that's just something Lucasfilm has stated itself. But the funny thing is, Japan always has a tendency of being better at being woke than Americans. Or, more accurately, progressive. Trust me, I'm going somewhere with this. And where I'm going is Lp and Ocho, probably one of the greatest pieces of Star Wars media since The Mandalorian. This 19-minute short beat everything the sequel trilogy failed to touch upon. It encompasses core themes from the original Lucas movies, focusing on the corrupting influence of the Empire, the tearing apart of a family, and a young boy, well in this case young girl, taking on a mantle of responsibility as everything she's ever loved and cherished seems to just wither away. The story is about a father and his 2 daughters, one of which is obviously adopted. The human daughter's name is Ochō, while the bunny girl, who escaped from slavery, is named Lp. The story begins with them finding and adopting Lp as the Empire starts to industrialize this lush planet. Fast forward 7 years and the father has had it with the Empire, while his biological daughter feels that the Empire is a necessary evil for the prosperity of their planet. Lp, meanwhile, wants nothing more than both of them to get along again. However, when she realizes how much her sister actually sympathizes with the Empire, the father bestows upon her a family inheritance, a lightsaber gifted to their family from a Jedi, passed down through generations. The sword was supposed to be passed down to Ochō, but the father decides to pass it to Lp instead. Afterwards, he and his followers launch another attack on the Empire. Ochō intervenes and takes out the father's other eye, rendering him blind.
I think I just lost my one good eye. Now I won't be able to see your faces. Lope, you have to do it. You have to stop your sister. Please, save her. That's what a family does for each other in difficult times. Isn't that right?
This has nothing to do with her! I'm your daughter! She's not even a part of this family!
If you truly believe that, then I failed you as a father.
Unwilling to give up the road she has chosen, Ochō leaps into the air to strike the father again, only to be blocked by Lp using the lightsaber. Seeing what was supposed to be her inheritance passed down to Lp only further infuriates her, and so in traditional Star Wars fashion, a duel breaks out, echoing back to Luke versus Vader and Obi-Wan versus Anakin. Because this was a 19-minute episode, the fight is really short, but it ends with Ochō destroying the family droid, Lp getting angry. You briefly see her use the Force at one point, and then with 2 blades makes 2 diagonal cuts onto Ochō's chest. Yet somehow she survives and gets away, and that's where the episode ends, on a cliffhanger that may never be resolved. Despite being a one-off, the story feels like a pilot for a much larger story. Everything from the world to the character designs feels like it went one step beyond anything Lucasfilm does with live action. And not only did we get an alien Jedi protagonist, but we got a furry Jedi alien protagonist, leading to tons and tons of fan art, some of which cannot be shown on this platform. Furry jokes aside, Lp is a great character, and were this short to get a continuation, I would love to see her fleshed out more. George Lucas Star Wars is about a broken family. In a way, the sequel trilogy tried to continue that same dynamic, but because Rey had no prior connections to the Solos or the Skywalkers, even after she gets retconned into being Palpatine's daughter, you just don't feel like she had a personal connection with anyone from the original trilogy. In this anime, we see Lop and Ocho become sisters, and we see them getting separated. I remember George Lucas was inspired by old Samurai Kurosawa films when making Star Wars. The whole infiltration of the Death Star was based around a movie called Hidden Fortress. So maybe it shouldn't be so surprised that a Japanese studio would be able to capture the essence of Star Wars more so than a lazy corporation like Disney, where everything is focus tested to oblivion and everything is just a bastardization of someone else's idea. Lop and Ocho, meanwhile, was clearly made by people who were inspired by Star Wars and who loved the material. They weren't focused on making feminist statements or subverting gender roles. They told the story of a breaking family, echoing themes from both Return of the Jedi and Revenge of the Sith. Disney has a lot of work cut out for them to earn my respect again. But in the meantime, I hope they are smart enough to make more Star Wars visions and to give this story a continuation. Otherwise, I think this one will remain a classic, even without a continuation. Anyways, thank you all for watching my video. If you're new, please remember to like and subscribe if you like the content, and I'll see you next time.